I have made so many mistakes as a dasher on the Doordash platform over the years I've been delivering. Some of them were just plain stupid mistakes. We will call it human error. Some cost me money and some cost me time. But they say learn from your mistakes, and I'm here to share with you several mistakes DoorDash dashers should avoid. Please learn from my mistakes so they don't happen to you. Now, I've been doing DoorDash for over 6 years and over 15,000 deliveries, and mistakes are common but suck when they actually happen. I wish it was all smooth sailing and it is as easy as picking up and dropping off. But as a dasher, you will make mistakes. It's inevitable. You will run into problems, but if you are armed with knowledge beforehand, you can avoid many simple ones that plague drivers every day. So coming up today, we will go over the common DoorDash mistakes to avoid as a dasher, how each one of these could impact your time or money, and stick around because I'm sure there will be at least one mistake we have all made or can relate to. Before we kick it off with the first one, let me ask you, what was the biggest mistake you have ever made on the DoorDash platform? Let me know in the comments. And no, it can't be working the app. Ha. This first one is so simple, but if you make this mistake, you can end your dash and not make money. If you pause your dash and you are ready to resume dash, do not. I'm going to repeat this. Do not hit the end dash by accident. It is so easy to do. I swear DoorDash put those two buttons so close together on purpose so dashers get kicked off their schedule. For Platinum dashers, this isn't a problem because you can just get back on. It might be annoying, but doable. But if you are a dasher who has to schedule and you hit end dash instead of resume dash, you just ended your schedule and the possibility of getting back on the platform, unless your area is red or pink and you just cut off your money flow. I can't tell you, especially since I multi-app and put DoorDash on pause a lot, how many times I've hit end dash by accident and it sucks when it does. Which brings me to my next one. Schedule yourself in smaller DoorDash shifts. A lot of things to avoid and a lot of mistakes dashers avoid is if you do one huge long shift. If you have to schedule, instead of doing one long 4-hour, 6-hour, 8-hour shift, break them up into like an hour and a half to 2-hour intervals, because there will be many times DoorDash will conveniently kick you off your pause, or you can pause twice in a row and it will say that the second time around you might only have like 5 minutes left and you just took another order on a different app, the beauty of multi-apping, then you're screwed because you will be kicked off. But if you have yourself scheduled in 2-hour increments, then it won't be long until you can get back on if you get kicked off. You might say, well, I'm Platinum, it doesn't really matter, or my area is always red or pink, I can get on at any time. Well, that's great. But if you're like me in my oversaturated area, it's always gray and you can't get a schedule. Trust me, it will benefit you at some point, especially if you multi-app. And don't forget, DoorDash is testing in some markets. All dashers need to be scheduled, including Platinum. Has this come to your market yet? Let me know in the comments. And how do you like it so far? Next, there will be times that you will get big DoorDash payouts, and it is awesome when it happens. Congratulations. But do not stop your shift because you just made your goal in one order or you made your goal in 1 hour. If you are trying to make the most out of your time and money, if you are already planning to work 3 or 4 hours, work the 3 or 4 hours and push yourself to see how much money you can make. It could be a record-breaking shift for you. I don't know about you, but I've never met money that I haven't needed. A couple of weeks ago, I got one order and it paid $75. I was like, holy crap. Everything in me wanted to stop because with that order, I had my night shift goal in 2 hours. But I kept going because I wanted to see how much money I could make. And I'm glad I did because it was satisfying knowing I did that type of money on a Tuesday night. Let me ask you, have you ever wanted to stop after getting a really big order, or did you just keep on going? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of big orders, many Dashers see peak pay and run out because yes, I can make $2 extra. Wrong. You do not make the most amount of money during peak pay. Why? Because if you just thought, hey, I can make extra blank amount of dollars during 5:30 to 7:30, guess what? Every other driver in your area thought the same exact thing. Now your area is oversaturated with drivers all trying to get the same order you are. More competition, less orders to go around. Sounds like a recipe for a disaster. Or in this case, a recipe for not making money. In many cases, when there is peak pay, I try to avoid the usual hotspots that I know other drivers are flooding. I go to another zone or simply don't work until the peak pay is done. I can sometimes make more money after a peak pay is done when Dashers go home than I can during an actual peak pay. It's crazy. So don't count on more money during peak pays, which I think is a big Doordash myth or a whole psychological game Doordash plays with its drivers. What do you think of peak pays? Do they make you more money? Now, I just talked to you about going to different zone, which brings me to my next one. Don't learn one specific zone, area, or market. When I first started Doordash, I had a very specific zone, a very specific spot I sat in, and the restaurants I thought I knew would give me money. And once upon a time, that was true until everyone else and every other driver learned the same exact thing. But I still needed to make money. So I branched out and learned different zones, different areas, and how I can work basically anywhere in several different zones and markets. Surprisingly, it opened me up to more opportunities and less dead miles traveling to and back from places. I take and deliver orders to and from basically anywhere that I can really dash from. It has really helped me in some instances increase my money and in some instances just maintain my money, which I probably would have lost money if I stuck in just the one way I was used to working the Doordash app. Open your possibilities and step out of your comfort zones and your zones. Let me ask you, do you have more than one zone, market, or area that you dash in? And has it made a difference for you? Let me know in the comments. Next, don't believe every driver, whether it's in your same area or in a different part of the country, will make the same amount of money as you. Don't listen to what they make. Concentrate on what you are doing and what you are making. Even though I still make $1,000 per week on Doordash, doesn't mean that you will make the same amount of money in your own market. You might only be able to make $500 per week or even $200 per week. You might even have a completely different experience than a dasher in your same area. It's always good to be friendly and kind to other dashers and chat them up. You can learn so much from other dashers. But what they make and what you make could be drastically different. You can't control what orders come to your phone or what goes to the next person's phone. You can only control the orders that you take to make you money. So let me ask you, have you ever compared yourself to another driver? It could even be another driver in a different state. And I think, man, why can't I make that much? I feel like it's human nature to see someone making more and wanting the same thing, but concentrate on the money you are making, not what others are making. Listen, we all make mistakes, and I have made some stupid mistakes over the years, but that's how you learn so it never happens again. And if it does, you keep learning again. Just don't go and get yourself deactivated over something stupid. Is there any mistakes that you have made that didn't make the list? Add them to the list right now in the comments section, and let's all learn together. We all know DoorDash is forever changing, which is where some mistakes actually come from. But if you still want to keep making money on the DoorDash app, you're going to want to check this video out next.